What I don't understand is why all these anybody saying that, oh, we need to win the we need to sweep the midterms. We need to get Democrats back in power. Democrats have all the power in the world. Oh, but Republicans outnumber the Democrats in Congress and the House and the Senate. Trump was a Democrat for years, which is just really doesn't even matter what he's registered as, either on a ticket when he's running for office or whether he's just voting. He raised the Clintons from the Lewinsky impeachment ashes. He funded Schumer. He funded Cuomo. Him and Cuomo just worked together to try to crush Mondami. Point is, the Republicans and Democrats have been involved in racketeering together with AIPAC, Netanyahu, Epstein, Maxwell, and their Wall Street cartel for decades. Anybody who thinks that the Democrats don't have the goods on the Republicans, they can't, Chuck Schumer can't pick up the phone and remind Comer or Jim GYM Jordan or Andy Biggs or anybody else about their involvement in the racketeering and sex trafficking and drug trafficking behind Iran-Contras with Epstein's cartel, and get the Republicans to vote any way they damn well want them to vote, ain't fucking paying attention. It's all political theater what they're doing. Oh, what we really need to sweep the midterms, and anybody convincing any Democrats that they need to keep quiet about the Democrat, to not go public with my case because it directly involves Democrats, because they need to sweep the midterms. Whoever's advising you is lying to you. Every single Democrat, whether they're progressive, independent, or establishment, has the goods on anybody who's running as a Republican, because they all take AIPAC money, which means they're all involved in the racketeering and the war crimes. They're all Wall Street stockholders, CEOs or oligarchs, or all three. Just because they didn't go to Epstein Island or fly on the plane. Just like all this crap with the Clintons. The Clintons weren't oligarchs. They were backwoods country bumpkin moonshiners and whatever the hell they were, with the reputation of being criminals. That's exactly why they wanted them in the White House, because they already had the goods on them. They knew they were going to be able to get them involved with Epstein and then have, serious goods on them to control them. You think they ain't done the same to Schumer? You think they ain't done the same to Biggs and Comer? And we already know Jim Jordan's got allegations against him. You don't need to sweep the midterms to be able to deal with Trump or Noam or Blondie or anybody else. But Barack Obama had the White House, the House, and the Senate, for 2 years? And what changed? Not a motherfucking thing. You don't need a majority of Democrats in the House and the Senate, one or the other or both, to get done what you need to get done. If Democrats wanted things done differently, they would remind Republicans of all the crimes they're involved in with the Democrats. Just like Charlie Wilson's war. They could go around and get the votes. One nation under blackmail. They've all got the goods on each other. And all this crap about, all the Republicans are in control. That's why things are so bad. Or the Democrats are in the White House and they're in control. That's why things are so bad during COVID. That's why the economy crashed, because the Democrats and their woke policies under COVID. Meanwhile, it was all Republican policies they were enacting. Oh, that's the other scam they're all involved in, and they all got the goods on everybody on. So miss me with the, we got to keep quiet about, the Democrats' role in the Epstein crap and the racketeering because we need to take the House and the Senate. No, you don't. Not theoretically. Now, if you want to come at me with, we want to get some progressive Democrats in there, that I'll accept. If you want to get some new blood in there, new Democrat, independent blood that ain't involved in the shit, who will out the Republicans and the establishment Democrats for their role in shit, that would make sense. But to just say across the board, oh, we need Democrats in control or we're never going to be able to deal with Trump. Bullshit. Bullshit. They're not impeaching Trump. What would happen if Chuck Schumer brought up articles of impeachment on Trump for his crimes with Epstein? Trump's going to say, well, you took $80K from me. Trump's going to start playing. They're going to upload videos of Chuck Schumer on The Apprentice praising Trump. They're going to start exposing. That's why none of the Democrats are doing shit to the Republicans or Trump. That's why they're not trying to out anybody, including Blondie or Noam or Keg's Breath or Patel, because as soon as they try to impeach any of them, what's going to happen? All the stuff that their partners in crime, the Republican, and DOJ and DHS has got all the goods on the Democrats. All that crap's going to come out. I mean, all but one asshole signed off on the Epstein Transparency Act. That means theoretically, every single, and they're breaking that law, that means every single signature, with the exception of I don't remember what the asshole's name that voted against it. That means you should have almost 500 signatures to impeach Trump and his entire administration for violating that law that they signed into law. Nobody's talking about that. Why aren't you talking about how, every member of Congress except one signed the Epstein Transparency Act into law, yet nobody wants to impeach Trump and Blondie, and this goes for Noam and Keg's Breath because we're talking about matters of national security, and Homeland Security investigates human trafficking and child sex trafficking. I know that for a fact because when I found those photos of Richard Beasley's of a child under the age of 5 and called the Pensacola PD sex crimes unit. They said, "How old is the victim?" I said, "They're in diapers." She said, "That's too specialized for us. You need to call this number." She didn't tell me what the number was. She didn't tell me what agency it was. I called the number. "Hello, you've reached the U.S. Department of Homeland Security resident agent in charge." And it was Chris Wilkinson, who was also Pensacola PD. DOJ gives those grants, and Chad showed me on his computer that it was grants under something called Project Safe Childhood. And basically they get lots of, Pensacola PD got that money to pay Chris Wilkinson to do what's called internet enticing. He goes into chats as a kid and waits for predators to start coming on to him. And then he pretends that he's going along with the predator, and then he makes arrests. That's one way of doing it. I don't know what else goes on with the program. So, yes, Noam can actually be impeached for not enforcing the Epstein Transparency Act and going after and arresting everyone involved in the Epstein case, especially when there's clearly evidence that there was very young children, including toddlers and babies, involved. They are law enforcement. They are mandated by law to do something if they think that crap's going on. There isn't a federal agency, any and all government